What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 180. Technically, we were off, I guess, last week because we had some audio trouble. So we recorded an entire show for you guys, and when I went into editing, I realized that none of the audio was coming through OBS, that's where we record and live stream out of. So. Yeah, I mean, luckily for us, it wasn't a huge news week, but we did have some good discussions. But
oh man, it was our best episode to date.
It was. We were pretty negative in that episode, so maybe that's why. Maybe the vibes just weren't there, and we had to.
You're right. Yeah, we were pretty salty that episode.
I don't remember what we were salty about. Probably something.
I think it was
fanboy related. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
it was a Starfield stuff. It was a Starfield loading screen nonsense from last week that we were talking about.
Oh, the home screen.
Yeah, the home screen, like that leaked or whatever, and people were like losing their minds and stuff on Twitter about just because a certain group of people are salty about Starfield being exclusive. But I digress. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick, as always. Nick, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm a little tired.
Yep.
We got a dog last week. She's 6 years old. She's a rescue. The Lhasa Apso Shih Tzu mix. So basically, she'll have a lot of hair, but they groomed her and pretty much like shaved her down when they first got her, and then we picked her up Thursday, and it's been good. She's been opening up. I was telling you this earlier, but she's opening up more and more every day. She's getting better at going outside, going on walks. She's not really peeing in the house at this point except for the nighttime.
Yeah,
we're trying to figure that out. But
does she sleep with you guys, or does she sleep in the crate, or like a little bed or something?
We have her in my wife's office right now, and the first few nights we put her in her crate, and then we found out she peed in her crate one night, so we're like, okay, we'll let her out, but in the room, in the office.
Yeah.
And we put down like puppy pads for her to pee there.
I was gonna ask if you got puppy pads.
Yeah, we have a bunch of those. And last night she thought she was peeing on a puppy pad, but it was just a piece of paper that was on the ground. Just like a white piece of paper. So we've removed everything white on the floor except for the puppy pad. So hopefully tonight she's a little bit more a little bit better about it. But aside from that, she's been really good. She was a little skittish at first, but
is she a barker? Does she bark at the door or anything? I don't know if you've had people come over.
No, she doesn't bark at the door. She just barks in the middle of the night when she has to go out.
Okay.
And we'll try to take her out, but it's a little bit hard to get her back inside. She just wants to hang out outside all the time.
Yeah, it'll be a learning learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
You're in the groove of things.
She really hated doors when we first got her. Like she was like scared of I guess just because they're so big, but yeah, she was really scared of doors, and then she's getting better at that too. So
well, the good thing both y'all work at home, so like that's kind of the perfect time to get a dog. It's because you could just be there all the time. So that's good.
Yeah. So it's been quite fun.
Yeah.
What about you? What you been up to?
Nothing, man. Just I started sort of cleaning out my shed last week. I was telling you about it, and when we talked about it over the weekend, but just went through like a bunch of like old plates and stuff that my parents passed down to me that, we were talking about it, like our generation, we don't really care about plates and like fine china. I mean, I guess it's nice to have some stuff if you use it often, but I'm just not the type of person that will use that type of stuff. I don't even have a room big enough to hold a bunch of people, so I'm never going to use it. And I don't see the value of holding on to something that hasn't been used in 20 years before me even getting it, and then and I'm never going to use it. So thinking about maybe trying to sell it or whatever, but it's not really a big deal. I was just trying to clean out some spaces, but other than that, pretty good week. We just been kind of just doing a lot of back to school shopping. Our kids started school on Friday. They had a half day, and then they have had their first 2 full days today and yesterday. But yeah, just doing all that kind of stuff.
Heck yeah, man! Back to school.
Yeah, back to school stuff. Always fun.
Are they both liking it?
I think so. I
The
mean,
new school.
yeah, I mean, Kellen didn't really care. You know, whatever.
He's vibing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in first grade, just concerned about coming home and playing the Switch. Daughter was a little bit more wary, I guess, about it just because of the uniform thing. But I think when she got there and realized that, hey, everyone looks exactly like me, it's okay.
It's not like people are going against the uniform policy.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Yeah, and on Fridays they get to wear pretty much whatever they want as long as it's appropriate. So not a huge deal. I mean, we had like a dress code in high school, and yeah, I mean it sucked at first, but I mean you get over it like after like 2
everyone
days.
Else is wearing it. It's
whatever.
not like
you don't have to worry about what you're gonna wear. You don't have to pick out like an outfit. Oh yeah, khakis and a. What am I wearing today? Khakis in a black shirt, khakis in a blue shirt, khakis in a white shirt. All right, let's roll. So I think it makes it a little bit easier.
You guys had green, right?
We could do like dark green, navy blue, black, white. I think couldn't do like regular blue and red, and other colors. But yeah, I mean it was fine. Khakis in a whatever polo shirt, super fun.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, just been a pretty chill week. Been playing. I talked about it last week, but I guess I'll reiterate it again this week. Is I finished up Pikmin 4 completely. I pretty much 100%ed it outside of 100%ing like some of the Dendori challenges, which I'm just not gonna do that. But I did do all of like Captain Olimar's prequel, whatever story showing what happened to him. I did all of that, and then I did end up going. I beat the final 2 areas, 100% of those, and then I ended up doing the final challenge. It's like a 10 stage Dendori challenge, where they're all a mixture of like, okay, you gotta kill so many of these types of enemies, you gotta collect all the treasure, or you have to get to the certain spot in the map and within a certain time frame. So I did those. Really fun, really challenging, like the most challenging parts of that game. And it is required to do that to get the white Pikmin onion and the purple Pikmin onion. And that's required because there is one treasure in the last level that's like 1,000. It requires 1,000 Pikmin. So you need like 100 purple Pikmin. So I did that. Super fun, man. Like 35, 40 hours in that game. Absolute blast. It's definitely on my top 10 of the year so far, if higher, and who knows, but where it's going to land at the end of the year. But yeah, I'm super glad because I was a little hesitant. I was like, you know what, I haven't really finished a Pikmin game ever. I played the Pikmin 3 Deluxe demo. I rented Pikmin back in the day on the GameCube, and I never beat it. But man, this game was just such a treat. I wish it had co-op. Like traditional co-op.
It's the one thing it's missing.
But other than that, I loved it, man.
Nice.
Yep.
I feel like every week that we talk about like your journey with Pikmin, you like it more and more.
Yeah.
Each time, and I think that's like a testament to the end game.
Yeah.
I didn't 100% it, but I got to I 100%ed the second to last end game area, and then I started the last one,
the primordial whatever area.
Yeah, that one. But there's just like so much to the game. It's
a meaty game. It's like really meaty game.
Like strangely meaty for a Pikmin game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the perfect like wind down game towards the end of the night. Like I get in bed and I would play like maybe 2 hours of it. Yeah, sometimes I planned on just playing like an hour, 30 minutes, and it ended up being like 2 to 3 hours. Just because it's really
so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not very frustrating except for the last like 10 levels. They weren't really frustrating. It was just more of a challenge. But yeah, just like the perfect like just handheld game. I think I played on the TV a couple of times, and most of the time I just played handheld and just watched TV. Great. God, so good, man. So good.
It's the perfect like one more day game.
Yep, exactly. One more run, one more day kind of thing.
Yeah, so. and that can actually tend to be pretty long depending on like whether you're going underground and depending on what you're doing, it can take a while. But
I think I did like towards the end of the game like get a little bit tired of the underground spots. just because it took so much time. Because some had 5 or 6 sub levels, and the one, I think the final boss encounter is like 20 sub levels, so it takes a while.
Wait.
For
the final one.
Yeah. When you're trying to cure Ochi, the dog or whatever, the final descent is like 20 sub levels. So it's really cool. It's a lot, but there is, I think every 5 or 10 you can go up to the surface and like replenish your Pikmin if you need to. So you can leave and come back, but yeah, it was a lot, but it was super fun. It was very varied in that particular spot. So.
Okay. Yeah, I need to jump back in and finish it.
Yeah, you need to finish. You got like 8 days, 7 days.
Yes, I mean 7. Well,
10 days. 10 days.
10 days
right?
until Starfield, but Armored Core is also coming
Oh
out.
Yes,
in a few days, and then
That's right.
Sea of Stars.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Armored Core. Jesus, and Sea of Stars. My God, it comes out the same day as.
God, I really wish Sea of Stars was coming out at a different time because
I wish it would have came out like last month.
Yeah,
or something.
like July or June would have been perfect.
I wonder. I wonder if they thought about that. Like they had to think about. I mean, obviously they're different games, right? But they're still both RPGs. And I imagine Sea of Stars is going to be a decent, chunk of the game. So
yeah,
I wish. Yeah, that's crazy. Same day as Starfield if you get it early.
I mean, it's like the same thing if Hollow Knight were to come out next week. Like, yeah, I'd be excited, but at the same time, Starfield in my head, Starfield kind of takes precedence.
It does, yeah. It has to. I mean,
yeah.
This is like the biggest Xbox game
since Halo.
Since Halo. I would argue like since like Halo 5, just because Halo 5 was like the start of like, I don't know. Maybe not
Halo 4. Was Halo 4?
No, I guess you're right. Halo 4. Yeah.
Was like the start of the new
generation,
new trilogy and whatever. Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's probably I think it's probably Xbox's biggest IP since like Gears, which is kind of crazy to think because they haven't. I mean, they don't really have that much.
Well, they had what's the C game? The
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, yeah. And they had Sea of Thieves. That was
but I think I'm in terms of like make or break kind of thing. Like you need. I mean, back in the 360 days, I mean, it was a make or break. I mean, 360 was doing amazing with all their first party exclusives and third party exclusives and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this is such a monumental time for Xbox.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. It is very make or break if this game doesn't. I don't want to say it's going to fail if it doesn't review well because everyone that is a fan of Bethesda or Xbox is really excited for this game.
Yeah.
And I think people will play it regardless. I don't think it's going to be a Redfall situation where, if the game reviews poorly, people aren't going to check it out because, it's just not that interesting to them. I think everyone wants to know what this game is. And regardless of reviews.
Do we know when reviews go live for this thing?
Yeah, it's the 31st.
So it's the day that it comes out?
Well, the day the preload starts. Or the day the early access
starts. Okay.
I think it's like the 30th at midnight or the 31st.
Okay.
12:01 a.m., whatever.
Yeah. I expect it to be, do I think it's going to be like Tears of the Kingdom or like Baldur's Gate level? Probably not. But, I mean, who knows? I expect it to be very high.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I wouldn't care if it would be like an 88 or 89, but just to shut the hell up other people on Twitter, I hope it's a 90 or above, just so they can shut up.
Yeah, like, I want it to be great. Like, why wouldn't you want a game that people have worked on for years to be great? Like, to try to cast ill will on a game because it's not on your platform of choice, like, that's just stupid. Like, I want Spider-Man 2 to be great. And I mean, of course, I'm not an Xbox player. I have a PS5. I play PS5 games. But, like, I want Spider-Man 2 to do great. I wanted God of War Ragnarok to do great. Like,
it was amazing.
Yeah, and you can wish good things upon franchises and consoles that you don't own. Like, you you. I'm gonna stop there. Let's.
Hey, Evan, how you doing? Well, and especially, I mean, it's only gonna get worse because with the Twitter like ad revenue thing, where you can, as long as you're getting like hits or whatever,
the engagement.
Yeah, the engagement is high. You get paid, and let's face it, negativity sells. Like they're not just in the game industry, in any sort of industry.
Everywhere.
Like if you see somebody going on a rant, you know, it gets high engagement, and that, you know, it's fine. But man, like somewhere it's got to stop, and you just got to be like, oh yeah, man, heck yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, it's not on the platform that I prefer, but you know, I'm glad the game does well, and you know, maybe one day that'll inspire PlayStation to, oh yeah, let's make a really awesome RPG and put it on our console, you know. So
yeah, or it'll inspire them to try out another system, you know, like same for Spider-Man. Like,
yeah,
that, I hope that pulls people over to PlayStation as well, you know.
Yeah.
What else have you been playing this week?
Vampire Survivors. It launched last week. I picked it up. Didn't really get a chance to play it until Sunday, and yeah, I've heard great things about it. I've watched you play it at your house, but it's one of those games where you play it. There's no tutorial. It just dives you into the game, and after like a couple minutes, you're like, yeah, I totally get why this thing is just fun. There's no buttons. You literally just move, and it's like an auto battler or whatever. Attack. But it's auto attack. Excuse me, but there's some like, you know, deeper mechanics involved, and yeah, it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. I put so much time into it since Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of endorphin hits. The guy who made it, he worked on like on casinos, or worked on casino machines. So
okay.
Or slot machines, whatever.
So he knows.
Something like that. So he knows, like, it gives you that like serotonin hit whenever you level up, and it gives you, you know, your 3 or 4 random weapons or skills. And
I mean, it's kind of like and why I love, and not a lot of the games do this anymore, especially like Halo. Halo doesn't do it, but like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, or Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Whenever you would level up in the match, and they would get the dun, you know, the heavy metal playing, whatever, like it was such an endorphin hit. And like I love that when that's in games, and yeah, that's exactly, you're exactly right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and it's just like that every like 2 seconds, and then when you get like a really good combination of weapons, or you get a really good drop, something like that, it's so satisfying. Like, I played this game a good bit on Xbox when it came out last year, but aside from like making it to the end of 30 minutes, I didn't really pursue anything beyond that.
Yeah.
And in the past week, I've essentially gotten to the end game. I've faced like the final boss at the end of like the fifth level, and like my mind just keeps getting blown because I'm so surprised at how much content there is in this game. Like, I have an unlock now where I can speed up the game. Essentially, I can speed up the game 2 times. So a run only takes 15 minutes, and I haven't turned it off since I turned it on.
That's so awesome. Like,
and
it's incredible.
It's like, it's not like it's easier because everything's moving 2 times the speed. It's just faster, you know. And that's
is it considered like a roguelike? Because
I guess so.
Well, yeah, because I mean it's all the same. Like it's the same
it's the same cadence of enemies.
Yeah, it's the same cadence of enemies per level, but they can come in a different spot. Just kind of depends. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, and then you get you get your gold, and you go back up to the main screen and upgrade your stuff. So yeah, I do like that stuff. Every run essentially matters, and I think that's what's most important about it. Like a roguelike is, you know, you want to play a roguelike or something and feel like the run doesn't matter. And this one, it never feels that way.
Yeah, you always get some gold, and you can, you know, it's cool because you can refund all of your
I love that
money and reallocate it. So it's very forgiving. It's very I don't know, it's just very nice to play. Like it gives you a lot of opportunity to cater your character or cater your run to a specific, specific set or format.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a really, really fun game.
It seems like the perfect Switch game too.
my
I
God,
didn't play it on
it's
Xbox, but
Yeah, it's definitely better suited for the Switch.
okay.
It's a handheld game through and through. It's
And the music is such a
one-handed
bop
game.
too. Like as soon as you're like,
Yeah,
you're just kind of
Just kind of grooving,
it's grooving.
Yeah, so I mean, this is gonna be my top 10 this year, for sure. I'm allowing myself to put it in my top 10.
I mean, it's a new game to the Switch. Why not?
Yeah, it's a new game.
We
for
do
the
it every
Switch,
one. It's our show.
I didn't technically beat it last year. It's a new release.
You played it last year?
Yeah,
it's a release this year.
Wow. And I also bought the DLC too. So
there's DLC. Okay.
To that. There's 2 DLCs, $1.99 each, and it's like 2 like really, really big maps.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out after I get deeper. I do want to play the co-op too. Might try that with Kellen, see if he likes it.
Oh man,
because it's pretty easy. I mean,
it's an easy game,
you just walk around. But yeah, and you get like such a dopamine hit too, when like you barely make it through like some of the enemies. You're like, how in the heck did I get through that giant crowd? But yeah, I'm really stuck. Like it's about the 14-minute mark, and in the first map where like all the ghosts start coming. Like I can clear,
and they come in fast, right?
Yeah, I can clear in like the skeleton when that comes around like the 8 or 9 minute mark, 10-minute mark. They all come in. Like I generally can clear a path out of there, especially when you got like that garlic. That garlic is fire.
That garlic, bro.
That garlic. That thing is OP. But it's like the least one that I think comes to me in like RNG.
Like
it's like
least likely.
Yeah, the least likely I've noticed. But yeah, it's just around like the 15-minute mark when the ghosts come in. They're coming super fast. I just get super overwhelmed. So, but yeah.
Yeah, the garlic and the King Bible, like those together really do well.
I do like the Santa's water.
Like you like that one?
I do like that. I got the guy. I don't know his name, but the character that starts with Santa water. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do kind of like that because you can kind of. It is kind of suck because I think it's random where it lands for the most part. I think so. If you're not going that way, it can kind of mess you up. But if you can clear a path out using that, like it can help. But yeah, I do kind of like that. I've been doing a couple runs with that and gotten decently far. But yeah, fun game. Yeah, it could land in my top 10 too, man. I don't know. There's so many games this year.
Keep playing.
Other than that, I did play a little Halo this week. I've been diving into to the dredge map. Super fun, man. The game is, ever since I fixed that issue with the lag that I was experiencing, it's been buttery smooth.
Hell yeah.
I feel like Halo right now is on the up and up, to be honest. I see a lot of like good people on Twitter talking like good things about it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like the No Man's Sky scenario. And then that makes me feel really good.
Too. You know what I did a few days ago?
What's that?
I jumped into the Halo Infinite campaign.
I did see you tweet about that. There's some like pop-in and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a little bland. Like the map itself is a little, it lacks population. It lacks like points of interest, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah.
At least compared to like Tears of the Kingdom. And it's hard not to compare open world games now, but
yeah, I mean, other than like the fobs, there wasn't a lot to.
Yeah, like the fobs, and then the big enemies. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, like the big boss enemies you could find, like the special enemies. Yeah.
Yeah. But man, getting around on that grapple hook.
Best grapple hook in gaming,
so
man.
Fun. Best grapple hook in gaming. It's so fun to get around, and the gameplay itself just feels so great.
It's a shame we don't have any campaign DLC, man.
I know.
It really is.
Just like a 2 to 3 hour, I don't know, just like a little excursion campaign. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but
if they do another Halo, which
area.
you know, I think they probably will. I want them to keep doing the same thing they're doing with the open world. Maybe make, you know, once you get into like the actual campaign mission stuff where you're going into the Halo base, you know, what we're used to with the you know, enclosed doors and stuff like that. Corridor stuff. Maybe make it more interesting. Because it was just like the same room in a lot of these spots where it's like, did I get turned around somewhere? Oh no, I didn't. It's just the same room twice in a row, 3 times in a row. So maybe vary that up a little bit, but yeah, man, I still stand by Halo Infinite. I still think it's a fantastic Halo experience.
Yeah, I think that, and then just varying up the overworld a bit, maybe adding, you know, a snowy area once you get up higher elevation, or, you know, I don't know, finding little ways to create variation with Halo on the ring.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a whole, you know, ecosystem there. So there's we know there's probably a snowy area and stuff like that. So they could do it, and I was hoping they would do that in the DLC, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with Halo. Anything else you want to play?
Last week I was playing a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom. Dove back in, jumped into the depths, did some more exploring, unlocked some more light routes.
Oh, that's right, because you have not 100% of the depths yet, have you?
No, I'm pretty close, but I need to like re-up on my Zonite equipment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just to be able to get around easier down in the depths. But man, the game's awesome.
It really is, man. I really want them to do. You know, it's. I don't know. It's been so weird. They still tweet about it every day, like a new character and stuff like that. So like their marketing is what's so funny with this game. You know, and we've got the amiibos coming out sometime this year, I would imagine. I did pre-order the Splatoon 3-pack of whatever.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got them.
Nice.
I was waiting for Amazon because like Amazon, you don't pay for it until it ships. So I was like, you know, if I want to back out, you know, I can. But I'll definitely probably won't. But and I don't know. I'm you know, now that they've been reissuing these amiibos, I'm like, do I want to collect all the amiibos? Like a psychopath?
Don't do it.
No, I would never want like Animal Crossing and stuff. These are all kind of lame. But anyways,
pretty mid.
Yeah, super mid. But gosh, what was I even saying? I don't even know.
Oh, Tears of the Kingdom DLC.
Oh yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for them to announce it.
Yeah,
maybe in a month. Maybe in a couple of weeks we'll get something.
I'd say either there or at the Game Awards. I think we could see
that could be a closer. That could be a show closer for sure.
Oh, yeah. That or Elden Ring DLC.
Man, I don't know.
Are you past it at this point?
I know I'm gonna be really excited when they actually have a release date and show what it is, but it's so. I mean, just the sheer volume of games we have coming out in the next couple of weeks, next month, the next 2 months, plus the stuff that's on my backlog right now. The thought of, you know, Elden Ring right now, I don't know. It's hard to think about making time for that at the moment.
Yeah. But that game just consumed us for 2 months.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I would love to go back to it, but there's just so much out there right now and stuff to look forward to.
A lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah.
Right, shall we jump to the Pikmin ranking?
You want to do that and then go to the news? Or do you want to do
let's do it last. Okay. Yeah.
All right, you want to read the first one?
Yeah, so this came as a sad shock Monday morning, but Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario and a bunch of other Mario characters, I think he voices Luigi as well.
Luigi, Wario,
Wario,
a lot of them.
Waluigi.
Yeah.
He's stepping back and he's taking more of like an ambassador role with Nintendo.
It's time for Chris Pratt. Let's go.
Chris Pratt coming in. No, I mean, I don't know who's going to come in. It seems like he's not voicing Mario in Wonder.
Yeah, they did
So I'm
confirm that it was
curious.
somebody else, but they didn't say who it was. I guess we have to find out in the credits who it is, which
Chris
is
Pratt.
yeah, it's
Hey, it's
yeah.
me, Mario.
Hey,
I'm Chris Pratt.
Wahoo.
A wahoo.
Yeah, I mean that's he voiced Mario for like 26, 27 years. I mean, he's getting up there in age. He's 67, 68 years old. He's an ambassador for Nintendo, so he's a Nintendo employee for life. So I don't know what type of role he'll step down, step up, step down, whatever, however you want to say it, into. But I met him at GalaxyCon a couple of weeks ago, so I'm super glad I got his signature on my N64 box. Super nice guy, funny. But yeah, it's kind of like an end of an era. It's an end of a legend.
I want to know how many voice lines has he recorded?
7.
7 lines. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to downplay his legendary status at all.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious. Like, how does he record new lines for every Mario game, or do they recycle the sound bites?
He probably does, I'd imagine. I'd imagine he probably does. I mean, because you got all like the Mario, like maybe not in the, well, I don't know,
the 2D ones.
Yeah, and that, and like all the Mario parties and stuff. Who knows? He's probably done a lot of wahoos in his life.
Probably more than anybody.
Probably
in the world,
and he got paid to do it. So heck yeah.
Damn.
But yeah,
for him.
Super legend. Hopefully whatever he does next is awesome. But yeah, curious. I mean, people kind of speculated that Mario sounded different in the Wonder trailer we got, and then obviously this confirmed it. But yeah, I wonder who it is, and maybe they just don't want to discredit Charles in the moment, because I think they did say that Miyamoto and Charles are going to do like a short video or something like that later on. So maybe they'll announce like who his successor is, I guess, for Mario.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm excited to see what's next for
new era
Mario
for the
universe.
voice of Mario. Yeah. We had Gamescom today, Nick.
Yeah,
opening night live.
ONL.
Yeah, 2 p.m. for us for Eastern time in the US. But yeah, how did you? I mean, we'll talk about some of the highlights here in a second. But how did you enjoy the show overall as Keely's? I don't know, kind of. The word tyrannical came to mind, but it's definitely not that. But just his grasp over the video game industry for these events.
He really does have. He has a hand in every single event to some degree, which is just so funny. But I mean, out of all the ones that he does, I think this is the one I like the least.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's no fault of his own. It's just, it's kind of in a weird time. You know, no one's really making these new announcements that are coming this year, or maybe even early next year. So it's all stuff that's like pretty far away, and most of it is games that we already know about.
Yeah,
so
that's
like Modern Warfare 3, Alan Wake 2, some others. I mean, some other like well-known games, but
like Snacks is trying to get in.
I think she is. I'm gonna go let her in.
Okay. He's gonna have to let his new doggy in. Snacky poo.
She startles easily.
It's skittish.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, not a lot of things are getting announced. So as far as that like world premiere kind of vibe, it's just not there. It's more just to get updates on stuff that's already been announced, which is totally fine. I do question though, like outside of the Game Awards, because I do generally like the Game Awards. I think it's, I mean,
Mhm.
especially with you and I usually just live stream it. We'll have some drinks and stuff and have a good time. And even if it's bad, it's still fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But I kind of, I don't know. I feel like these live events are kind of dwindling down for me. Like I just prefer what Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo are doing with their, pseudo style directs where they might have somebody come in and talk for like 20 seconds. Phil Spencer comes out on like their stage for a second and then he's all right, back to the trailers.
Yeah.
And no fault to like video game developers and stuff, but they just don't have that stage presence. Like they always feel so awkward. Even like Zack Snyder came out and he was super awkward and like was like nervous and stuff for his new Netflix movie.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
So like even like someone as big as him like was very nervous. And yeah, I know he doesn't do stuff like that probably too often in front of like a huge audience, but yeah, it's just they don't have that stage. I mean, and Jeff does a good job like hosting and stuff. Like not criticizing him per se, but yeah, you got a lot of people that just are just not on stage that much. So it just has these very awkward moments. Like that one guy who came out and was like, "Yeah, like video games are awesome, right?"
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of like kind of cringy moments. And
Yeah,
I think you're right. Like you either need to do full on direct style like Nintendo does, like I mean even like PlayStation does, and Xbox has some version of a direct.
yeah,
But yeah, when they do their E3 or whatever it is now, it's very like very to the point.
yeah.
Like you said, it's like they'll have someone who's very well spoken come on and have a quip about what
Yeah.
you're gonna see next.
And in like those cases, like you want to see Miyamoto come out, you want to see Phil Spencer come out because you
want to see Todd Howard come out.
Yeah, you want to see Todd Howard because like they have that stage presence and they're very articulate in what they have to say about stuff, which is great. But yeah, in these cases, yeah, it's just awkward. And I know in like the video game awards, there's a lot of awkward moments too with these celebrities that come in, it's that are not fans of video games, but they're like, yeah,
I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer my whole life.
Yeah. It's just very awkward, and it's a lot of times you're just like, all right, let's get to the point. Let's see the new trailer. I don't need a developer coming out every single time to talk about their game that didn't really interest me. Again, not
no slights to anyone's games,
per se, but yeah.
And it's even tough when you have like a 10-minute Modern Warfare 3 gameplay showcase that doesn't really.
Dude, I am
so different than any other
sick
Call
of like
game.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or just Call of Duty demos in general. They used to be really awesome back in the day, but it's like how many times do they start out in the water underwater and they have to attack like a boat or a prison or something like that. Like I felt like that same demo was done 7 years ago.
Yeah, and they kept talking about like, oh, we have like this open combat style of gameplay where you can choose how you want to address the situation.
But you show off like a very closed scenario. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
It was super weird. Like show the level that really like leans into that. Don't show the
I mean people are already calling it like DLC to Modern Warfare 2. So like you got to show. I mean apparently there's a lot of stuff. I mean there's not like open world zombies and stuff now. Like there's a lot of stuff.
Cool. I mean, but I'm excited to see some of the Modern Warfare 2, the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps come back.
Yeah.
So I mean, depending, if it's on Game Pass, might check it out.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to pay $70 for Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was a very boring like demo that they showed off. But I know we've got a couple of highlights here. Well, just one, but anything like catch your eye. I mean, I know they ended with Alan Wake 2, which looks incredible, but also hard to keep up with because it's Alan Wake and there's just so much.
I just want to play it at this point. I don't need to see anymore.
Yeah.
No, I mean, aside from Little Nightmares 3, which was the first trailer that they showed, and that one looks really good. It has co-op.
Yeah.
It's got a online co-op too, so we can. I don't know if it's split screen. That's one thing it's questioning.
It's got to be like, well, They didn't show up any split screen, so I imagine it's probably one like pretty seamless kind of thing. But who knows? Maybe that'll look different. Who knows what it's going to look like co-op? But they did say you can play single player too. So I don't know if that you're controlling two players or another one's, controlled by the AI or something like that. But yeah, it looks really good. I did not expect another Little Nightmares game.
Yeah, and this is the first one that didn't have the original developer. Is that?
Yeah, this is made by
correct?
Supermassive, which makes cool games. So
Yeah,
could be. Yeah, I'm excited. It looks awesome.
2024.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything for you that caught your eye?
Not really. I mean, nothing I can really remember. I mean, like Assassin's Creed, they just showed off like a trailer. I mean, it looks like Assassin's Creed. Yeah, Little Nightmares was the only surprise that I can think of, to be honest. But there wasn't really a lot. I mean, I remember like that Crimson Desert game looks absolutely ridiculous. Like I feel like did you see the trailer for that?
Probably.
It's like I think it's an MMO, but it's got like, I don't know, man. It's got like, it looks like an MMO Tears of the Kingdom. Like it's got floating sky islands. It's got like a transformation that you can do where you turn into like this weird, like goopy, dark monster that flies. You can ride on horseback. There's like a bunch of different stuff. You can like skydive in this game. It looks crazy and like it almost looks unreal.
What's it called?
Crimson Desert, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, an open world action adventure.
Yeah, it
Developed
looks
by Pearl Abyss. I don't know what they've done.
Yeah. This might be the Amazon studio. But yeah, it looks like unrealistic.
They did Black Desert Online.
Black Desert, okay. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool, but it also just looks like it's like, why is every type of game in this game? It looks crazy.
Yeah, I need to check this out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else was. I mean, we talked about it before we started recording, but Jeff Keighley needs to get a better security team.
Absolutely.
Because now it's going to be a thing. It's every event he has now, there's going to be someone that tries to get on stage. So he needs to nip that in the bud before it gets too crazy.
Yeah, it's like, haha, it happened once.
Yeah, the first time was hilarious. It was very, obviously a huge meme on the internet. I mean, just some random kid came on the stage with the Elden Ring people and spatted some nonsense.
Something really random where you're like, was he supposed to be there? Like, I actually don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he had like a jacket on. Like he looked. He kind of looked like he belonged. I remember just watching, like, after it aired and such, one back, just watching him walk down the aisle.
And like kind of like
it was beautiful.
Converge with everybody. Then
yeah,
just the clips of him like standing behind everybody on stage.
Yeah, hilarious. But yeah, that guy. I mean, I don't know really, because I think it was like 2 or 3 people actually. But they're like, "Where's GTA 6?" or something stupid. Like, come on. Like
that's some try hard. That's cringy.
Yeah, super cringy. And Jeff, you could obviously tell he was a little bit frazzled, but he he said a couple words and then moved on. But
you should have just like pushed him off the stage.
Well, also people were like, he should have bopped him on the head with a microphone to like, get out of here.
I was assaulted by Jeff Keighley.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously planning these types of shows is huge, and you expect people that paid for tickets to come in there are mostly like games journalists and stuff like that. So you obviously hold them to a little bit higher standard than you would a normal audience member. But you never know in these situations. So I don't know what the answer is. Every venue he has, it's not like a venue that you have for like a concert where there's like a 6 or 7 foot stage, and then you have like the bodyguards in front with usually like the gates and stuff. Like that's just not that for that kind of thing, because people walk up and accept words and stuff, so it's like it's hard to do that kind of stuff. But I don't know, because like that's never really happened, like at another award show like the Oscars.
Yeah.
I mean, other than, you know, Will Smith doing his thing, but yeah, it doesn't happen very often. So, but they do need to nip it in the bud because it's going to happen again if they don't stop it.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and get that sorted out. I'm sure Jeff is just like seething right now. Just how dare they come to my show, ruin my moment.
See, the answer is the answer is the problem, right? You hire the Bill Clinton kid to come on there and be like, all right, you be the security guard and you tell me people in the crowd that look like they're going to jump onto the stage.
It's like when you hire the hacker.
Yeah. Exactly. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that's really it, right? I mean, it wasn't a great show in my opinion, but
it's not supposed to be like a big reveal show.
yeah, exactly. There was just a lot of stuff that I just didn't really care about, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sure you know, we're not going to hear anything about this, but I'm sure Nintendo's, you know, they're probably talking to developers about their new console.
Yeah.
Probably some documents being shared, some handshakes being exchanged.
Yeah, I mean, we should be getting a direct next month if history repeats itself, and September is the one that usually is right on the money for directs.
For the past 7 years,
yeah,
or so, there's been a direct every September, so it's a safe bet.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, next month we could be getting a Switch 2 reveal. I probably not, but you know, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what they'd show off in a direct.
Yeah.
At this point,
I don't know. They got a lot of stuff to show. I mean, we got to see more Mario Wonder. You know, we got to see the Super Mario RPG probably a little bit more. Yeah, maybe get some release dates for the Peach game and Luigi's Mansion. So I mean,
Hollow Knight, Metroid.
Hollow Knight. It's not coming out.
No.
Yeah, Metroid. Like, do they stealth release Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, or Echoes 2 and Corruption, like a, you know, dual pack or something like that? If it's rumored to not have like the same remake quality that Prime did.
Yeah, then I'm sure they'd bundle them together.
Yeah.
50 or $60 for both, I think, is
fair.
A very fair price.
Probably like 50 if they follow Pikmin. But
yeah.
And then Metro Prime 4. We need to see something for that.
Maybe one day. God.
Maybe one day. Okay. So yeah, Gamescom. Obviously it's still going on like all week, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff, you know, on the various news websites showing off like previews and stuff for games. So it's still going on. But Nick, what's your prediction for Armored Core 6?
I think it'll get an 87.
87?
87.
That's where I was kind of thinking.
Yeah,
it was about an 87.
It's going to be divisive, I think, but people are going to understand that generally it's really good.
Be divisive because it's like a different style game than From typically makes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just because I feel like mech games in general are pretty niche. Like I've never really played a mech game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never played an Armored Core game, and I think I played Chrome Hounds on the 360. That was like a launch 360 title.
Chrome Hounds.
And I want to say From developed that game.
Chrome Hounds?
Chrome Hounds, yeah. It was like a mech style game.
Oh, Chrome Hounds.
Yeah.
I found it.
Was it From?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Wait, did they made a separate
a separate mech game?
Simulator game.
Hmm?
Was this before Armored Core?
I think it was like between.
Huh. How'd you like it?
I don't remember. I think it was I think it was pretty like very, very like a mech simulation game where I probably didn't like it that much, but I don't know. I think I rented it at Blockbuster or something like that. But
So weird. It was a Xbox 360 exclusive,
yeah.
and it came out the same year as Armored Core 4.
Did it really? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like I don't know if it's in the same universe as Armor Core or what, but yeah, they did a separate one.
Huh. Sorry, I'm reading about this. It's a very
New to you?
very new to me.
Yeah, I remember playing it.
Cool.
All right. Well, you want to? I think that's all the news. That we're going to talk about. You want to jump into ranking the Pikmin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. All right. So yeah, let's rank them. We'll do our typical S tier, A tier, B tier, all that good stuff. So I don't know which one do you want to start with?
Hey, let's start all the way to the left.
The purple Pikmin?
Yeah, purple Pikmin.
Okay. I mean, is it S?
As S?
I mean, the only reason I would say maybe it's not just because it's such a late game Pikmin, and and you have to, in order to even get the onion to get more of them. I know you can go in like the depths, but when you go into the caverns, you can make purple Pikmin with like that little sprout thing. But you have to like do the end game stuff to even unlock the onion. But that being said,
but before we decide on these, are we basing this off of their pure usefulness, or are we also basing it off of their availability within the game?
Yeah. I guess we'll just do usefulness.
Okay.
So S tier.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like this is one of, if not the best Pikmin.
Yeah, because it's like 10. Like it's like the strength of 10 Pikmin. 10.
Yeah, so they're extremely powerful.
They have like the ground pound move kind of thing, where it like,
oh yeah,
they do like the earthquake kind of. Yeah,
if you have a party full of purple Pikmin, you're doing some work.
Yeah, you're dominating.
Yeah, I mean, it's really all you need for a boss fight.
Yeah. How did you feel about the glow Pikmin?
I thought they were good. I mean, I only pulled them out like once or twice in the main game.
Yeah.
Like, outside of night mode, but
like in the caverns or whatever.
Yeah, in the caverns. I feel like they're really good. I didn't use them enough to.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I mean, they're like the nighttime missions are super fun with them. And they can't, and the fact that they come right back to you and you don't have to call them is really awesome. Yeah, I love that. Their resistance to like everything, water, fire, poison. They're pretty
objectively, good. They're very good.
They're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good.
A S tier.
Yeah, they're pretty good. You just don't get to use them a lot.
Yeah, but again, if we're thinking about raw ability, raw power.
Is it S or is it A?
I think objectively it's an S.
Okay, they're pretty good.
I don't see any of the other ones being in the S tier, so that might be the only two that are up there.
Yeah, that is true.
They just happen to be the first ones.
I don't know. How about the flying Pikmin?
I would go like D or C.
Yeah,
they're not super useful, and you never really need them.
That is true. I mean, they do come in handy, I guess, because they can go over water, and they can go over obstacles. So if you need to get, if you're fighting against time, which happens occasionally, they come in handy because they can kind of bypass a lot of the obstacles. But other than that, there's really not that many flying enemies in the game. And like the yellow Pikmin can go
pretty high.
Yeah, you can throw them pretty high, so that kind of counterbalances that out. Yeah, I would say D is probably not terrible, but
they're pretty weak too, so they're not doing too much damage.
Yeah. Okay. Which one do you want to do next?
Let's do rock. Let's do the rock Pikmin.
Rock Pikmin. Okay.
This one I'm torn on because their only real benefit is that they can break glass, right? Like
Yeah,
they
the
can
glass
break
walls.
things.
I think
Yeah, the
they
glass
do more
walls.
damage, right, when you throw them. So, but they're not as good as the purple Pikmin.
No.
I'm thinking like C maybe is mine.
I think it's
I don't know. Maybe
I would argue B,
you think B. Okay.
but like a low B, like behind whatever is in whatever
Okay.
will be in B.
So that's the question. Is the purple Pikmin better than the glow Pikmin? Probably so, right?
I think so. Yeah.
They can
yeah.
they're just stronger in general. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, let's do the red Pikmin, the basic boy, the fire resistance, and that's pretty much it. They do have a little bit of strength to them. They're stronger than like the yellow and blue Pikmin, right?
Yeah, they're stronger than yellow and blue.
I think they're better than the rock Pikmin, but I think they still fall in the B category.
Okay.
And plus I know we're not necessarily talking about when you get them, but you just have so many of them that they're kind of disposable at some point, where the rock Pikmin aren't quite as
disposable. I feel like there's a lot more fire hazards in this game than there are electric or water.
Yeah, especially like enemies too.
Yeah, definitely enemies. Yeah, I'd put him in B. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe the rock should be in C.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
because I didn't really ever use them to attack necessarily. I just really kept them to break the ice down.
Yeah, for the attacks, I would just use the ice in the red and purple.
So you brought up ice. Is ice an S tier? I think it's an S tier. Because like that was like my main strategy, was throw the ice Pikmin as many as I could do it until it fills up the ice, so it freezes the enemy, and then you use whatever else to go in on.
But that's it, right? That's their only shtick. They're not very powerful.
Yeah, they're not very powerful. You're right.
They have no
the water. The freezing does come in handy sometimes with the water. They can freeze the water.
Okay, yeah.
That can maybe A. You think A?
Yeah, let's sit it at A for now. See how we feel about it. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Definitely better than red. I think it's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll sit on it.
Okay. Which one do you want to do next?
Let's do the white Pikmin.
Just put it in D.
Yeah, let's just put it in D.
Yeah, the white Pikmin is pretty terrible. Like, so they get eaten and it poisons the enemies. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, and then they have the resistance to poison, but
there really wasn't that much poison stuff until like really I want to say the latter, but that was kind of when they were introduced. But yeah,
like the literal last map, right? The 6th one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did not use them very much.
And it was the white one was one of the new Pikmin in Pikmin 2. I think it was that and the purple Pikmin. And I still didn't use the white one that much. Even then.
What was new in 4? Was it glow?
Glow and ice.
Oh, ice was new in Pikmin 4.
Yeah. Pikmin 3 had the wings and the rock Pikmin.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So that ice technique is new to the franchise.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. I didn't realize that was the case. How about the blue Pikmin? Pretty weak.
I would argue,
but pretty useful too.
Pretty weak, but pretty useful. I would maybe argue B, or like a low A. Maybe not A. Now that I'm thinking about it, because
maybe like something like that. You think they're more useful than the red Pikmin? I I would say so, probably, because I mean, at least environmentally, you can really. I mean, if you ran around with like 60 blue Pikmin and that's all you had, I mean, you could do some damage,
do some work.
and you could, you know, I mean, they came in like clutch in that one with like the retracting water area.
Yeah, I think at some points I just had a party of blue.
Yeah.
During that level. Yeah, I would put them above red because I would never have a party of all red Pikmin.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, yeah, you kind of can't have a party of all red, fortunately.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I did at some point in the caves in the early game, but yeah, they seem to always be in my party to some degree.
Yeah. All right. Well, yellow. They're what? They can jump higher, they can dig faster, and they're immune to electricity. Pretty useful all around Pikmin.
But are they that useful? I mean, think about it. When did you actually need the yellow Pikmin?
So I think generally speaking, when I got a ton of like when I was able to carry a lot of Pikmin, I would usually carry like 20 red, 20 blue, 20 yellow, and that was kind of my normal go-to party, I think.
Yeah.
And then eventually I think I got like I would kind of swap, you know, like ice out. Like ice really became my main for most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think yellow's pretty useful. I mean, it can go up higher, get stuff down. Obviously, it can destroy the electrical fields, but I mean, you know, rock can do ice, and ice can do the ice field. So I mean, kind of does the same thing. It's just an obstacle, but I mean, they can dig faster, go higher.
Where do you think this should sit?
I don't. B. Maybe B. I don't know. B either in front or behind red. Is my.
I would argue behind red.
Behind red? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a party, like if you between the red and the yellow, which one are you more confident in having in your party?
Probably red, because they're generally all around. Just they have like the all around kind of statistic versus the yellow, or they're faster but they're weaker.
Yeah, like they have their benefits. Yeah, they can dig faster, jump higher,
Okay.
or be thrown higher. But I still think the red's better.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
I'm looking at this list, and I'm seeing the winged one and the next to the utterly useless white Pikmin.
I feel like wings should go up a little bit.
I think it should.
Like,
I don't know if it should be
maybe in
higher
front
or
of
lower than the rock Pikmin.
How does that look? I feel like I use. I felt like for a while I was just not using the rock Pikmin at all. Well, and you know, I'll be honest, I didn't really use the wing Pikmin that much in like the overworld. I used it a lot in the caverns because you had to, because it made you choose them.
Right. But you never chose to pull out the wing Pikmin.
Yeah, so that's the thing with these three is like I don't think I ever chose to use them unless they made me use them in the caverns. Once I was above ground, I never used them.
Because when you're in the overworld or the main worlds, you want to have the ice, you want to have the blue, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
And you probably want to have purple or red. So there's never like really an inherent need to have, especially in the overworld, to have the white Pikmin, to have the winged Pikmin.
Yeah.
Rock, you might need it for something specific, and then you put it back.
Yeah. Carry 10, 20 with you. I'll argue, does does Ochi play into the usefulness of the blue Pikmin at all? Because you can swim.
Because you can jump. Yeah, because you can put them all in OG. I think it does. I think it knocks the blue a little bit.
Does it knock it enough to put it behind the red? Because I mean, you could still, at some point, if if you're in the pond area on that one map, there's a lot of stuff where Ochi, you can upgrade him enough to where he can carry stuff, but if it's completely underwater, he cannot.
Yeah. I guess that's the only benefit is you can traverse with it, but you really can't carry.
Yeah.
Any
items
any treasures
submerged
with it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole part of, like, that's the main point of the game. So maybe it doesn't knock it. Maybe
Okay.
Ochi just.
I just want to throw that
it's a good companion.
Throw that curveball in there.
Huh.
How you liking the list? Do you think it's?
I like it.
Yeah, I think the white Pikmin at the bottom, it deserves its own tier because it is just that useless.
Bad.
Wing Pikmin, I liked using them when I was forced to. Same thing with Rock. I don't do Wing and Rock need to be swapped, or does this look good?
I think that looks good. Okay. I think the Rock Pikmin do enough damage.
Okay, yeah, because the Wing Pikmin are pretty weak. I really only liked them because they could kind of go around obstacles and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like this. I think
it's a good list.
And the B tier, that's the original 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would accept the argument that Ice does belong in S, but the A tier would be so lonely without anyone in it.
I mean, how does that look? I mean, because I did use Ice a lot during this game. It definitely came in clutch in some scenarios with some enemies. They can freeze them up pretty quick.
In my party.
Yeah.
No matter where I was.
What if we did that? Does blue belong in A?
I can see that argument. I guess what is the benefit of blue aside from the fact that they can go underwater? Does that carry them enough as a
in terms of like convenience and I think it
does.
I think it does. I mean, because more time. I mean, when I was rolling around with blue, I mean, I had like 60 of them at a time. So like I could just overload an opponent. So the terms of their like sheer strength didn't really matter because there were just so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And once you got them in water, they pretty much dominated any enemy in the water. And then they can obviously clear treasure and corpses, carcasses.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I think maybe I think they're pretty A tier. I think that's a solid.
With how much water there is.
Yeah, there's a lot of water.
Game. I think the last level of the main game is the only one that maybe didn't have any water.
I mean, it had like some puddles. I think there was maybe one water spot, and that was it in that last area.
Yeah.
I think I like the list. I
like it too. It's a good list.
Yeah, I was questioning the glow Pikmin coming into it, but when you get to use them, they're pretty good, and the fact that you can just pull them out of your pocket and when you're in the caverns comes in clutch too. Yeah, it's like a Hail Mary. And I really like their missions too. I think their missions are a lot of fun. The kind of the tower defense kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so for the listeners, final lists. In S tier we have purple Pikmin, glow Pikmin, ice Pikmin. In A tier we have blue Pikmin. In B tier we have red Pikmin and yellow Pikmin. In C tier we have rock Pikmin and winged Pikmin, and then in D tier we have the white Pikmin.
Yep.
Our stamp of approval.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Cool. Purple Pikmin. Just overall, yeah, it's super good at OP. Yeah, having 100 of those guys in your party is pretty funny. It's just like don't.
Just stomping around.
All right, guys. Well, I think that is going to wrap up the show. We hopefully everybody enjoyed. We should not, cross our fingers, have any more delays or issues. I've been keeping an eye on the recording this entire time, and everything looks good.
Nice.
So yeah, we shouldn't have any more I guess misses in the weeks, but I guess stuff could always happen.
Yeah.
At some point, but yeah, we should be good. We'll be talking about what
Talking about
Armored Core next week, and then all hands on deck for Starfield. It's gonna be a good
Coming
time.
up fast, man.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, but also I'm like, man, this game looks
Am I ready?
super intimidating with how long it's gonna be. But I'm very excited for it either way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, all of our socials are in our in the description below, so check those out. Been uploading a lot more on TikTok and stuff like that, so check all that stuff out. And Nikki, any final thoughts?
Everyone, just have a great week. Have a wonderful week.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.